Ooh, what's good, YouTube? This is take 2. Ooh, that was loud. This is take 2 of the podcast episode this week, man. Episode 4, right? Episode 4? Yeah, episode 4. Episode 4, for those of you who don't want to hear me speak country. Episode 4. This has been a ride so far, man. We got 3 episodes done. Had an argument in the comments of episode 3 about flat earth. People really out here believing that dumb ass conspiracy theory, bro. It's stupid. Stop believing flat earth, man. All right. Man, mocha is delicious. Starbucks, I swear to God, sponsor me. Sponsor me. I'd go crazy for your promo. I would. I'll let everybody know that shit is delicious. So y'all know that y'all getting to see stuff before we start the episode, right? Because y'all YouTube, man. Y'all fam. Sky Crew, bruh. Y'all still Sky Crew. I know I don't go by Storm Cloud no more, but y'all Sky Crew. You understand me? We still Sky Crew. And I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I still don't mind being called Storm. It is what it is. I know y'all used to that now, man. It's been more than a year that I've been going by that. Been what now? 2 years I've been going by Storm Cloud, bro. I actually thought about going by Storm before I settled on KTJ. I'm gonna tell y'all why this is take 2 of the podcast episode. You just saw me pause and look over there, right? My dog has been snoring his ass off for the last 20 minutes. And take 1 of the podcast was about 23 minutes before I stopped it. So imagine. I had to yell at him several times to wake him up. Hopefully I don't have to go through that right now, because he usually just needs to adjust in his crate and then he can go back to sleep and not snore. He has sleep apnea and a fat neck, so, you know. And our first topic is going to be interesting to some of y'all, I think. It's not a good one. It's not positive, but I have a positive message to put on it. Man, that's some good ass coffee. It's actually waking me up too. I was very tired. You could just see the energy was not present. It still isn't really there, but it's a lot better than it was in the first take. So let's go and get into this thing, man. How y'all doing, YouTube, by the way, before I hit this button? Y'all doing good? I hope you're doing good. Let me know in the comments, man. Hit me up on Twitter. I am KTJ, in case y'all aren't following me over there. I know most of y'all are, but in case you aren't. But let's get into it, man. In a 3, in a 2, in a uno. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the KTJ podcast. I'm your boy, KTJ. Welcome. Follow me on Twitter at IamDKTJ. That handle may change at some point one day, maybe, but I doubt it. I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. I doubt it. So today we have 3 sections on the docket for the podcast episode. It's not going to be a long one today because I just don't have it in me. And also because we'll have enough to say about the few. And there's the dog snoring again. I'm not starting this one over. Take 2 is the final take. I'm about to yell at him, though, and tell him to wake up. It's not too bad. I'll leave him alone. And now he's louder. Momo, stop the crap. All right, I just told you this 3 minutes ago. Relax. Kids are about to be on spring break next week, so guess who's going to be dealing with a lot more noise? Okay. Anyway, got nieces living in the house with us, and yeah, they're going to be loud. Dog's going to be snoring. It's going to be hard to work next week, man. I'm going to have to start getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning again. I got up today at 4 a.m. just so I could, because they're here today. They have off today. Then they have the full week next week. And then the week after that, they have 4-day weekend. It's like, bro, what the? These kids don't go to school, bro. They don't go to school. And these are high school kids. Anyway, let's get into this first topic, man. So a dog is dumped at a North Carolina shelter because the owner said it might be gay. Let me let that register for a second. I know people listening through the podcast, y'all don't know what I'm drinking. Mocha, Frappuccino, Starbucks, Delicioso. I'm not sponsored. I wish they would, man. I wish they would. They'd be doing me a solid. Yeah. Owners dumped the dog at a North Carolina shelter because they said it might be gay. Let me give y'all a quote from this article, bro. Where the quote at I wanted to read. The reason? Fezco, the dog's name, apparently humped another male dog, and the dog's owners assumed the canine was a gay nine, there's air quotes in case y'all didn't see that, and didn't want him around, so they left him at the shelter. There's a such thing as gay animals, right? It's been known for a while, for a long time. It's also very common for dogs, boy dogs, to just hump anything. Anything that moves, anything that doesn't move, they just hump it. They don't care. Excuse me. To go and drop your dog off at a shelter because it humped another dog has to be the stupidest reason outside of dropping the dog off because you thought it was gay that I've ever heard. This dog humped another dog. I used to see boy dogs hump other boy dogs all the time when I was a kid. But then that same dog would have puppies. And you didn't think, oh, that dog must be gay. Like, who cares? First of all, it's a dog. Second of all, who cares if anything or anybody is gay? It's their business. And third, if there was a second, I don't even remember now because I'm tired, bro. Memories. Third, if you think the dog is gay and you don't want the dog going around humping other boy dogs, why not just keep it separate from the other boy dogs instead of dropping it off at a shelter? It's up for adoption now, though. He's up for adoption. He likes people and other animals. So, they reached out to the shelter to see if he'd been adopted, but he hasn't been adopted yet. My stomach is loud now. That's weird. I'm curious. Let me see what the dog look like. I might tell y'all what kind of dog it is. Ain't no way. Hold up. Ain't no way. It's a pretty dog, bro. It's a German Shepherd. All right, so it's a very pretty dog. He looks like a German Shepherd, but he's an unknown breed, so he's a mutt. But he looks like a German Shepherd, so he's clearly mixed with German Shepherd. Looks like very well behaved, walking good on this leash in this video, everything. Okay, so Just, oh my God, bro. Dropping off a dog at a shelter because you thought it might be gay. You are dumb. For all the reasons listed. Let's move on, man. Like I said, this ain't no long episode. Dog's snoring again, so I'm not even going to wake him up. We're just going to move on. Would you go back with aliens if they showed up to this world and said you belonged with them? Would you go back to your home world and be like, cool with it? You know what I'm saying? If the aliens came and was like, this ain't where you from. We want y'all to come back with us because y'all have finally evolved to the point where we can integrate you into society with the rest of us and we can all function in harmony and like, and it's going to be better for you because the world is built for you. It's optimal everything for you on our planet, which means you will live longer, you'll be healthier, you'll be happy. You're not going to be suffering from the diseases that you get on this planet, stuff like that. Would y'all go back? Would y'all go back? Or would you stay here? Because I know a lot of people would choose to stay here. But me, personally, if let's say that it's what they're telling you is true, right? Because we don't know if it would be true. They could be tricking you to come back with them so they can have you for soup. But let's say that it's 100% true and you know it for a fact that it's true. Would you go back? My wife and I had this conversation and we both said, yeah, we going back. And I feel like, why not, bro? Like, why would you want to stay here if your real world, your real optimal world is out there in space waiting for you? Why would you stay here? You get to go back and learn everything about yourself. It would be so dope, bro. I've actually had a dream. I had a dream about this once. I'm going to tell y'all how the dream went. So my wife and I were at the crib. We were asleep. I often have dreams where it starts with me sleeping. And that's how this one started. My wife and I were in the crib, sleep. We were staying in an apartment. And we heard this loud helicopter. And we're like, what the hell is this noise? Right? And then so I sit up in the bed and I see out the window a bunch of buildings blowing up. Just boom, boom, boom. And in the distance, there's this alien spaceship, this triangular spaceship flying in. And it's like just pew, 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 blowing up buildings. Gets to us and it skips us. But you hear it go further and it just blows up more buildings, right? So then it loops back around. We're panicking already, obviously. It comes back around. It parks in the yard in front of our apartment building. And we're like, what the hell is going on, right? We still hear the helicopter. The helicopter's on top of the building. So then we hear boom, 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 boom on the door. And then the door gets kicked in hard. People bust in. They're dressed in all black. It's black ops. They run in. You, come with us. They grab us, snatch us up. We end up going into the helicopter, and we're flying away in the helicopter. The spaceship starts chasing us in the helicopter, right? So we're flying in the helicopter. We're talking to these people. We're like, why are we, what's going on? What's happening? Blah, blah, blah. Because we just woke up, right? And one of the guys on the plane or on the helicopter tells us, you two are aliens, and we got to take you back to some base somewhere. And they're trying to stop us. They're trying to take you home where you belong. But we want to talk to you first. And we're like, what? We've been here our whole lives, bro. You see how loud this dog is, bro? And I still haven't taken him to the shelter, no matter how loud he is. And he gay. I'm not even joking. I'm not kidding at all. He's humped more than one boy dog. He's gay. I ain't taking him to no shelter. I ain't no homophobe, though. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? You a piece of crap to take your dog to the shelter for being gay. This dude get on my nerves every day. Actually, if I'm keeping it a stack with y'all, I can barely stand him. But he's still here. Almost 5 years in. Anyway, the snoring is getting on my nerves. That's why I brought it up again. Anyway, so the dream continues, right? And we're just like, well, why can't we just go home with them then? If that's our home. And the dude's like, cause we don't want you to. You belong with us now. You were born here. You stay here. Blah blah blah. And so the alien ship strikes the helicopter. It hits the helicopter, the little back fin propeller thing. It hits that, blows it up. The helicopter starts spinning. You just all you hear you all inside. Alarms going off. And so we're falling, getting ready to crash, but we get pulled out by like a tractor beam. So me and my wife were like pulled out of the helicopter, and we're going back inside the alien ship. We go inside the ship, and we're standing there like still in pajamas, stinking breath. My wife's hair is a mess. I got slob on the side of my face. Like we just woke up, and we look at the aliens and we're like, "What do y'all want with us?" Just pretending like we didn't already hear what the Black Ops people told us. And they're like, "You're coming home with us because that's where you belong." And I was like, "What about my family?" And my wife was like, "What about our family?" You know, so we were wondering, what about our families? They still here? You gonna just blow the planet up and kill our family though to take us back? And so they were like, "No, everybody in your bloodline is coming with us. Your family is us. You're us." And so we looked at each other and we looked back at them, and for some reason the thing we thought to ask was, how did we get lucky to marry each other if we're and be aliens coincidentally at the same time? And they were like, it wasn't an accident. Soulmates mean something else on our planet. It means you two are linked regardless of whether or not you want to be. So you were going to get married regardless. And I was like, mind blown, bro. I'm like, okay, that's crazy. And then I was like, so is that the case with all of us? And they were like, yeah. Like you could marry anybody else, but it wasn't going to work. You were going to end up finding her eventually because you're tied together. It's how it works on our planet. It's how it works in our people. You're just linked at birth. And it was something like, and if you're born before the person you're linked with is born, then your link doesn't begin until that person is born, or something like that. And I'm just like, okay. And in the dream, I just like, after a few seconds of trying to question it, I stopped questioning stuff because we were already in Mississippi picking up my parents. We already had her parents before we left the state. And it was like, before we knew it, that we were just in different places picking up family. My biological mom got left on the planet. Unfortunately, she wasn't one of us. So, yeah, it was crazy. And that's what made me ask her, my wife, this question. I want to know what y'all think in the comment section. What would y'all do? Would y'all want to go back? If they asked you to come back and gave you the option to stay, because we didn't have the option in the dream. We were going back because they were destroying the planet. Sorry, everybody out there that ain't aliens. Y'all were going to get left behind and killed, ultimately, I guess. But, yeah. What would y'all do in that situation, man? If y'all had the option to go back? I'm going back. If I know it's true, I'm going back. Definitely going back. So, let's get into the conspiracy theory. It's a very light one this week. I do want to say, before we get into this conspiracy theory, that Flat Earth is dumb still. So let's get into it. Ed, and Eddy. I don't know if y'all have ever heard this theory about this cartoon before. This cartoon was one of my favorites at one point. It was my little brother's favorite cartoon at one point. He got me into it when we were kids. And it was a good cartoon, man. It was stupid, but it was a good cartoon. And I think it even holds its own today. honestly. It touched on some stuff. Like, if you really paid attention to it, it touched on some stuff. Like depression and stuff like that. As an adult, you can look at it and be like, okay, I see the message in that. Pretty weird. But, so the theory is Ed, and Eddy is set in purgatory. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. When I was a teenager, I used to think to myself, why does it feel like they live in an apocalyptic world, bro? Like, everybody outside of them is dead. Like, everybody outside of that cul-de-sac is out of here. And I was like, it just feels like the world is empty. It feels like the world isn't empty. And then you got the Kanker sisters showing up, and they're like gatekeepers or something like that. Like, they're the ones that's trying to keep you from finding out stuff. Because every time Ed and Eddy seem to be onto something, like getting ready to succeed at something, they show up and mess it up. And the same thing for the one kid with the hair. What's his name? Kevin, I think? Like, they just show up somehow and ruin everything. Like, there were no adults at all in this show. None to speak of, bruh. Like, they would get mentioned. I think Eddy would mention his parents. I think Double D would mention his parents. And I think Ed would also mention his parents. Him and his sister, I think her name was Sarah, would mention their parents. But there was never a parent there. There was never a voice. There was never a parent there at all. No parents, bruh. The only person Eddy ever spoke to, I think, was his big brother. And I'm not sure if his big brother showed up or not at some point, but I feel like he did. They just never had any adults at all, ever, bro. And so this purgatory theory just makes a lot of sense. It suggests that the kids that are all in the show that you see are all dead and trapped in purgatory. Each child is from a different era of the cul-de-sac's history, and they all fell to some tragedy in some type of way. So now they're all stuck in purgatory, and that's why they just wake up every day, live their life, and do the same things every day. Like, it's the same type stuff every day. Tell me a theory better than that for this show. I don't know if the creator ever said why it's like this. It could just be like a more evolved version of Charlie Brown, you know, because Charlie Brown only had the adults. But this show ain't had none. No sound, nothing to speak of, bro. So I would love to know what you guys think. Ed, and Eddy, set in purgatory. Purgatory has always been a fun idea to me. I watch a lot of shows that are like mystery, thriller type shows and think, what if they're in purgatory? Like, it always hits me like that. Just like when I was watching Life. What was it, Life? That's stupid. It's not Life. Lost. Lost, when they were on that damn island. I'm like, this is purgatory. The entire time I'm thinking, this is purgatory. They dead. They died in this plane crash. It's purgatory, bruh. If you haven't seen Lost, you need to watch Lost. Swear to God you do. I feel like it fell off towards the end, that show. But, oh my God, leading up to it, bro, golly. People just don't know how to end shows anymore. But man, it was a good show. Yeah, man, let me know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all think about Eddy and Eddy being set in purgatory. I feel like it's a very, very solid theory on the show. And if it is true, that would knock the doors off some stuff, bro. I would love for the creators to come out and be like, you know what? It is set in purgatory. That was always my thought. Now what, sucker? If they did that, man, it would open the door to so many different kinds of cartoons to come out. Oh my God, bro. I would get back to watching cartoons again. For real. I feel like it would open the door for a lot of people to get really creative with their stories, with their cartoons. And I also feel like somebody should just come out with a cartoon that just doesn't hide the fact that their characters are in purgatory. Just don't hide it. Don't hide it. Just put them in. Let them go. It's purgatory. Yeah, that's purgatory. What? I feel like they need to do that, man. Do it. 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 I would love it. But that's going to be it this week, man. I said I'm trying to keep it short, and I was. We had 26 minutes right now. I'm definitely done. I don't want to go any further than that. We got episode 5 next week. Hopefully, it'll be a longer episode, but I'll be honest with y'all. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be. I'm very busy these days with work. I'm working on a very important audiobook for somebody that I've been working with for a few years now. In addition to that, I'm getting other work. So it's a lot right now. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I appreciate you very much. Podcasts, you should check me out on YouTube. If you're listening on a podcast, on one of the podcast apps, check me out on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You get the little behind the scenes before we start type conversations and everything. And eventually, you're going to be getting you're going to be getting bonus content. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing movie reviews and show reviews as well. First one is actually coming up as soon as I turn off the camera. And I'm going to be posting that next week. Yeah. Podcast, you're not going to get that movie review unless you go to the YouTube channel. KTJ. That's it. I'm in the thumbnail. I'm in the little avatar picture. That's me. Not hard to find, man. Not hard to find. Or you could just go to IMDKTJ on Twitter and then go in my bio on there and just click the link and bam, take you right to the YouTube channel. Easy like Sunday morning. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching YouTube. Appreciate you very much. You're going to see me turn off the camera because y'all don't get no cuts. Y'all get all the content. So it is what it is. And we out. All right, podcast is off. I'm going to do that movie review for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to tell y'all what it is. I'm going to let y'all just see what it is when I do it. So, laters, Gators.